BLUELOCK Chapter 346 Part 2 has just released. Hugo versus Isagi's matchup continues as the game is in its final minutes. We get some of the most insane art of BLUELOCK here with a shocking and kind of controversial ending, but I can't say any more without spoiling it. Just as a reminder, this is the second half of last chapter, which means it's unfortunately only 12 pages. So this will be a pretty short chapter/review, but we're glad to see they're back in good health, and they absolutely delivered with the art this chapter. So with that out of the way, let's not waste any more time and jump into it quick. The chapter picks up directly where we left off, with the ball going towards Isagi and Hugo height-mogging him right behind him. Barou is on the side being blocked by a defender, Shido is also being blocked too, and we get some dialogue from Isagi, who tells Hugo if it comes down to luck, then his suitable destiny nor talent or aptitude matters. We see the ball continue to move as Isagi says as for him, or in his case, he will devour the number one. He will bet everything on his ego. Isagi's aura appears over his metavision eyes, and we see him absolutely locked in as he grits his teeth while telling Hugo, "You love to see it. I mean, it only took 90 minutes for Isagi to start doing something, but hey, better late than never." Hugo hearing this and looking at Isagi just says crazy. This is Isagi YOICHI, and now another player acknowledging Isagi. We also saw this in Nigeria when they first played against him too, which might just be straight narrative glaze, but hey, he's taken Hugo off guard. In fact, look at Hugo's eyes. It's no longer the emotionless, no pupil eye we usually see from him. Other players are reacting to Isagi's play as well, with Shido laughing at the top of his lungs, even veins popping out and everything. Barou is ticked off at Isagi's play. Let's be honest, what's new? When is he not? And Karasu even calls Isagi crazy with the most awe-shocked look in his face. And Hugo's reaction to all of this is him popping his gear cog eye straight out of the settings app and saying okay. In the next page though, we see the ball pretty much at Isagi's feet, and Isagi and Hugo are in a damn domain clash with puzzle pieces and cogs flying everywhere. I don't know what's going on, but I love it. Hugo, to pay respects to Isagi's rebellion, decides to run the faithful 1v1 and face Isagi head on, accepting the decisive luck battle. And then we get some inner monologue on Hugo trying to think of Isagi's next play. Reacting only after he traps the ball is too late, and that's when we see both Hugo taken over by his robot aura right next to Isagi in his white-haired mode too, about to face off. Honestly, I don't know how Isagi's white-haired mode works. Like, is there a switch to it or a cooldown? He keeps going in and out of it. Bro changing costumes mid-game. Still trying to predict his next move, Hugo says reading the play nor cheap tricks will work. Wondering if he's going right or left, it's really a complete luck gamble as we see both Isagi and Hugo in a magnificent double spread. Nah, the break was worth it for this page alone. Look at this absolute beauty of a double spread. Witnessing this panel might be one of the best days of my life, up there with my own birth. Getting back to it though, we see the luck piece once again coming out and bouncing on the floor, just like the U20 game. And again, I can smell the comments of Isagi being a luck merchant from a mile away. But here we go, folks. Both of them are getting ready for the final play as the ball is heading towards Isagi's foot, and we see back-to-back double spreads as Isagi hits the ball up with his foot and to the opposite side of Hugo. Oh my god. He actually did it. Isagi actually outplayed Hugo. Not just mentally, but physically as well. Peep Hugo's face. He couldn't believe he failed the block. Our boy is back. After being embarrassed the whole game, he finally won against Hugo for the first time. I genuinely feel like a proud dad. And in the next page, we see Hugo turn around in absolute shock at Isagi's play. Surprised that Isagi hit yet another reversal. He miscalculated it. He missed the mark. We see Isagi spinning around towards the ball as well, all the puzzle pieces flying in, and Isagi wastes no time telling Hugo he won. Bow down to his luck. Nah, who do you think you are, Isagi? That's the guy we know and love, man. I will say, bro won one singular time and immediately went to trash talking. That is way too funny to me. It is justifiable, though, because the whole time, Hugo has been basically telling Isagi he is mid. Not even mid. He called him below average. So finally getting his get back at the final minutes, and Hugo is bugging hearing this, man. He got that realization blacked out panel, questioning if it's his destiny to lose here. As the ball is now in front of Isagi, Isagi, we see him twisting and getting in prime position for a shot. But all of a sudden, Itoshi Rin in Destroyer mode appears out of nowhere. Nah, Isagi can't get a break. Just look at this abomination of an aura. Get that thing off the road. I love Rin, man, but he pulled out the boil, trouble, and toil aura out for this moment, even sticking his tongue out. Mind you, his 45-day training before the U20 World Cup was to control his impulses, and in the Nigeria game, we saw him say he doesn't need to stick out his tongue anymore. So we just threw all of that training out of the window. This man just loses all control when he sees Isagi's about to do something. It's like a kid in the candy store. He can't help himself. As Isagi is about to kick the ball, Rin says, does he think he'll just let him escape? Don't think he can just cast him aside and walk away scot-free. Dog, the yandere Rin allegations are actually coming true. Isagi abandoned bro for 1 second, and he comes out of Timbuktu to tell Isagi he's still here. If we're trying to make sense of this though, Rin is the number one, and Isagi basically didn't take him into consideration of his plans. Keep in mind that Rin was the one backing him up before too, so we can blame Isagi for switching up. I'm totally not coping, by the way. Anyways though, Isagi looks to his side and says, huh? With Hugo looking on as well, absolutely flabbergasted. Got my man looking like Kuso out here. When have we ever seen Hugo make a face like this? This is not even shock at this point. This is damn near fear in his eyes. And trust me, if I saw this running at his own teammate, I would make the exact same face too. But at the bottom, we see Rin activate Predator's Eye while in Destroyer mode, telling Isagi he'll completely crush him. Here we go, folks. Both the number ones of BLUELOCK going for the ball at the last second. We are all watching in anticipation. Isagi grits his teeth, still in his white-haired mode, tells Rin to shut up, you freak, as both of them shoot the ball at the same time, saying this goal belongs to me. What in the power of friendship just happened? Nobody could have predicted this to happen. We all thought it was Isagi or Rin to score, not both of them. This is somehow the most BLUELOCK thing ever. The only time a power of friendship shot happens is when another person is trying to steal the goal. Like, even when it's teamwork, it's not really teamwork. I'm really hoping that Rin being here didn't mess up Isagi. Otherwise, he's about to undergo slander never seen before in this community. He's already on a tightrope because of this game, being called Rinvisible. I don't think I can handle it anymore, bruh. As the ball is heading towards the goal, Renoir is still on guard. Not gonna lie, next chapter might just open up with him doing a Toji cosplay. But as both the number ones go for the shot, we still see some distance between the shot and the goal, so could potentially someone come in for the block. We'll have to find out in the next chapter as it ends yet again on another cliffhanger. I know, y'all, another cliffhanger, a short chapter. In fact, probably the shortest chapter review I've done due to all the double spreads and lack of dialogue. I'm not complaining though, because they absolutely cooked with the art here, but there is so much to discuss from this chapter and this game as a whole, because so far this ending has been pretty controversial. I've seen a lot of complaints about Isagi always doing something at the last second, the plot soggy allegations, Rin always being there seems forced, and even a lot of people saying Rin messed up Isagi's shot. All of that doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things though, because of how this chapter ended. And with the next chapter being called Destiny, this game still isn't over yet. I think either Loki will block it or get the ball somehow and score a goal. Think about it from a story-wise point. France still wins, but Hugo sees a flaw in his own philosophy or questions it because he lost against Isagi. It's kind of like the second selection 4v4, where Rin ended up being the person that won the game, but still acknowledged Isagi and was beat by Isagi in that play. From the beginning, we knew that Hugo's philosophy was flawed, and he realizes it at the end because of Isagi. It sets up their rivalry for the future, and maybe he also understands why Loki was interested in Isagi. Keep in mind, that was the first question in dialogue we got from Hugo. So it could be all one big callback to that first interaction or talk with Hugo and Loki before the France game even started. Hugo would then understand why people are so entranced with Isagi. BLUELOCK gets their loss, and we'll probably see a chemical reaction between Charles and Loki because we haven't really seen one from them yet. I've been saying this the whole time as well. I find it awfully suspicious that Loki and Charles haven't had a chemical reaction when the whole time Charles's character in the NEL was to be a passer for Loki. And even with 2 minutes left on the clock, if there was one singular player who can score a last-minute goal, it would be the fastest character in the series. But that's just my theory for what I think next chapter is gonna be on. 100% chapter 347 is the last chapter of the France game, and I believe, the last chapter of the volume 2. I think a lot of people agree that there was a lot of missed opportunities with this France game. In general, I think this game could have benefited so much by having this game be more than 2 volumes, or having more chapters in this game. It would have helped a lot with the pacing issues, the narrative issues, some players going completely missing or having no screen time. For example, Aiku hasn't even touched the ball, and Gagamaru has conceded every goal. If they had more time, maybe they could have had a shot attempt from Layden and then have like Gagamaru or Aiku block it. So giving narrative importance to other characters besides Isagi and Hugo this match. Also, subs like Atoya and Kunigami literally had one singular play and then we didn't see them for the rest of the game. We also didn't get any other 45-day training flashback besides Kunigami. Personally, that was something I was really looking forward to. We finally saw Shido play. I thought we were finally gonna get an explanation on him skydiving and the whole freedom thing, but we didn't end up getting that. Week to week though, I can't deny that this game is hype. In my opinion, I've been reading this manga for so long now, and this was one of the best experiences of reading weekly, even with all of the breaks. You got Charles's goal at the start, Hugo's introduction, Isagi having a downfall, Karasu taking over, and the double Jokers moment. All of that was just an amazing read. So I know it sounds like I'm complaining a little bit, but we all enjoy this manga so much, so of course I want to share my opinion and drawbacks with the match. But anyways, that's gonna wrap it up for this video. If you made it to the end, thank you so much for watching. As always, YouTube really thinks you'd like this video right here, so be sure to check that one out too. I appreciate y'all so much, and I'll see y'all in the next one.